Hey Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for December. I am Teresa, Doctor of Metaphysics and Ascension Guide, here to share a deeper meaning of the cards. I'm going to do a path reading for you to see where you're going this December and what your strengths and weaknesses might be, what challenges you might face, and get some advice from Spirit as well. Now, if you're seeing this video at a different time, after December, timing is divine and so are you. My readings are ultimately timeless for that reason. There will be something in here for you. All right. If you find value in this video, please like and comment, because that will help my channel to grow and I would super appreciate that. Thank you so very much in advance. And if you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth, clarity, and wisdom to this reading for the Aquarius family and help Aquarius navigate to their highest and most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. So Aquarius, what you are reflecting back to Spirit this month is the King of Cups energy. This is a really, really deep emotional energy. This could be mastering your emotions. This could be remembering repressed memories as a child or repressed feelings, really getting a deeper understanding of your emotional body and what that means for you in practical everyday life, okay? And how to use that for, I want to say, for magic, for whatever reason, that's what's coming to me. How to use that that energy, that emotional guidance system in your emotional body for manifesting the life that you want, okay? There's a lot of intention energy here that I see. So your path goes from the 5 of Wands to the 9 of Cups to the 3 of Pentacles. The 9 of Cups is a wish card, beautiful Aquarius. So pause the video, make a wish, and then come back, because we never, ever waste a wish. All right, so gosh, Aquarius, your month is starting with some real tumultuous energy with the 5 of Wands. This is a lot going on around you. This could be drama, trauma, conflict, and competition, but it could just be like a lot going on, like busy, busy, busy. And December is very, traditionally a month of the holidays where, there are a lot of things expected of us, and a lot of pressure put on us. And it feels like you're trying to hold your peace, and that's why I'm kind of feeling that pressure put on you. And it's like grace under fire, and it's just practicing self-care, struggling to find time to practice self-care or to give attention to what's important to you, because things keep popping up. For a lot of you, things just keep popping up, new priorities, and different priorities. And it feels almost like Spirit isn't cooperating with what you want. But quickly, you go to the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. So you get a wish come true. Something comes to you that's really going to make your heart sing and really raise the vibration, like high vibes here, and peace. You see the dove of peace, and the lotus is here. I just want to sigh with relief, and that's what I'm getting. And then you get manifestation energy, 3 of Pentacles. This is you mothering something into being. You are nurturing and gestating your tomorrow. And you're thinking about turtles as you gestate these eggs, so that when they hatch, they will be turtles, right? So it's like you really, really want something. So it also feels, even though this is wish fulfillment, it feels like you make a wish and then you really, really focus on your wish, until it comes true. Really focusing on what you want this month, okay? And then you have the 2 of Cups. This is where your path leads, beautiful Aquarius. 2 of Cups. This could be love. Like for some of you, this is love, okay? And 7 of Swords. This is a mental challenge as well. This is like a test or an exam, almost like a final exam. But it's also imposter syndrome. It's like not seeing yourself clearly for who you really are. Beautiful Aquarius, you are this pure white stag with this giant crown chakra of horns, a leader and a guide, and the way. And when you look in the water, what you see is this like brown deer that isn't pure, isn't fully grown, doesn't have that giant rack, so it's like you don't really know yourself in this way, so it feels like you don't feel worthy in some way. But you are, you really, really are. And that's part of the exam, part of the mental challenge that I told you. Swords is your mentality and sevens are a challenge, right? So, you're challenged to trust that you are loved, loving, and lovable, and the universe wants you to be happy because it comes with the Two of Cups, but also that you are in alignment with your higher self, in alignment with your highest and most blessed timeline, So you're asked to step up in some leadership role as well, in some role where you are showing the way to others, okay? And then you have, these are your blessings. Right? The Nine of Swords is not a very blessed card, but in the area of your blessings, this can be really good. Nine of Swords is losing sleep, because of fears, of too many thoughts, of too much information as well. Like a lot of communications, again, that Five of Wands energy. So much that you have to remember, that you have to think about, so many messages that you're getting from other people or other places. So much studying that you have to do for some of you. This Seven of Swords can be an exam, and this could be studying, right? So that is in your blessing. You are going to overcome this. All the thoughts are giving you, or all this communication is giving you what you need to be successful on this path. The Seven of Pentacles, another challenge, right? Because the sevens are challenges. This is a challenge of your resources, the earth element, right? So how are you going to focus your resources to maximize them? This is maximizing resources, optimizing processes. This is looking at your harvest thus far and saying what seeds worked, what seeds didn't, and then deciding how you're going to handle the next growing season, and it's reinvesting in your future, but in your blessings and your gifts, this is an early harvest. So this is like getting information, getting knowledge, getting wisdom that is going to bring you an early harvest, increase in resources, a greater understanding on how to do that optimization and maximization that we talked about, And I know that's real businessy talk, but I'm just getting that for you, Aquarius. It feels businessy, Take it as it resonates. It could have to do with anything, but you're just getting real smart about your resources, and you're getting the seeds needed to plant your next harvest. And that's why I see an early harvest for you for sure. And that early harvest isn't your full harvest. There's more to come, beautiful Aquarius, but this is like a bonus, And you could be getting a bonus at work, if you have a job, or if you have your own business, you could be really getting a lot of sales on something that is like a new product line or something like that, like things could be really working out for you in some way, And then your challenges is the Four of Wands and the Lovers card. This is interesting. This is all about commitment, relationship, taking things to the next level. It could be that you have so many things that you want to get done in your life that relationships are kind of getting in the way just for the moment. You're trying to focus on too many things and you wish that you had more time for personal relationships. This isn't all of you, but it's pretty clear, because the Four of Wands is making a commitment. It's getting married, buying a house. It's planting your trees somewhere. Wands are usually flying through the air, being carried. They're in motion. So when you plant your wands, you get the Four of Wands where they take root. So you're committing to a person, place, or thing, accepting a job, proposal, that kind of thing, right? You are committing to your future and you're deciding what path you're going to take. And the Lovers cards is at a crossroad. The lovers are at a crossroads and they're deciding what path they're going to take. So it feels like you are, it should be clear what path to take. But in your challenging position, it might not be so clear, or you might want to hold off, or, it's getting, again, in the way of things. It's not a terrible, terrible energy. As far as obstacles go or challenges, that's not the worst thing out there at all, right? It just feels like, Relationships are, they feel like a part of this. You have a lot of cups energy here, and that mothering energy of the Three of Pentacles, this nurturing energy and self-care, but wanting to practice self-care, say with the Five of Wands, could be getting in the way of wanting to care for others too, and focus on what it is you're manifesting. That's not so bad. And then the mountain that you could potentially overcome this month is the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. The High Priestess is intuition. It's really being connected to spirit. It could be challenging for you to stay connected, to find time to meditate, to listen to the inner voice. You could be hearing a lot of external voices, right? That is getting in the way of hearing the internal voice. And really, that's another thing the Nine of Swords is external voices, external messaging. And then you have the Knight of Wands. This is passion, going after what you want. This is a quest for fire. And this is Phoenix energy too, where you're rising from the ashes. This is, two very separate energies. This is cold, void, water energy. And this is hot, fire energy. This could be a challenge for you to blend these two energies in your life. Something that is truly passive, divine feminine, passive receptive, and divine masculine, going after and making things happen, Take it as it resonates, beautiful Aquarius. Finding balance and believing in your path, trusting in your path, I want to say as well. And then your advice cards from Spirit is the Two of Wands, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. So Empress with the Three of Pentacles here is a pretty solid message of mothering, like I said, With the Three of Pentacles here, you are birthing these turtles. This is really fertile, creative energy, and that's what the Empress is. She's like the natural mother, giving birth, or pregnant with possibilities, right? There's an energy of pregnancy here, of bringing life into the world, and that is your purpose right now. That's what you're asked to focus on. The Two of Wands is a door or a portal opening for you, an opportunity for you to move forward in some way. The door is now open. The time has now come. So Spirit says, take the leap, move forward, trust. Again, trust your path. I really want to keep saying that. And the Empress, go toward your creations. Like your creativity is the thing that is going to bring you all the blessings. Your fertility is high at this time. So, know that, beautiful Aquarius. And also look at the peace lilies around here, and you have, again, the peace lilies that you're holding to your breast here in the Five of Wands. Go toward peace, go to the energy of peace. You have the dove here above the Lovers, in the crossroads energy. This is a challenge for you, right? This is an obstacle in some way. When you meet your crossroads, given the choice, go toward peace. And then the obstacle isn't so much of an obstacle, okay? And then you have the Ace of Swords. Keep an open mind, keep an open ear, open eyes. Your swords is your intellect and also communication, right? So receive it. This could be just downloads. This could be messages you're receiving. But truly understand that what comes to you at this time is sent to you. It's sent to help you, Don't be blind to the truth, I really want to just say keep an open mind, okay? Let's get some clarifiers. Let's first clarify the Ace of Swords. Thank you. Okay. Let's clarify the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So as a challenge, remember how I said the Nine of Swords keeps you up at night? It's like losing sleep. Here you have the Four of Swords totally sleeping, right? So it's like, how is he resting though? He's healing right here. And how is he doing that? He is meditating. He is connecting to his gods, guides, and guards, to his angels, his ancestors, whatever it is, going walking in nature, practicing mantra, listening to peaceful music, whatever it takes to keep his vibe high and to find internal rest, right? So it feels like the nines, especially all the nines are a lot, right? The Nine of Swords, though, is a lot of thoughts, and it takes you out of the present. It takes you in the future where dread and fear is, or in the past where regret and resentment lives, instead of in the here and now, right? So this is like be here now, and that's your remedy. And that's so, as a blessing, the Nine of Swords, I mean, it is a blessing, but it's, the potential for healing, I would say, with the Four of Swords. That's the blessing. Learn to forgive yourself and others as well. And then the Three of Wands is clarifying the High Priestess. The Three of Wands is an opportunity. It's like the door is open, right? With the Two of Wands, that portal opening. The Three of Wands is going through it. Like your ships are coming in. The tide is high. Get on the water. Strike while the iron is hot. All that, right? So the High Priestess is like, you will receive guidance from Spirit when the time is to move forward. Be ready. Be ready. Okay. And then the Six of Cups with the Knight of Wands. Six of Cups is like inner child, and it could even be past life. It is like soul retrieval energy, inner child energy. And you have the King of Cups as your vibration right now. And I really got, for a lot of you Aquarians, remembering repressed emotions, repressed memories, that kind of thing. And so it could be like, a challenge for you to receive those, to process them, to get in touch with your inner child and to maintain that energy of your authentic self, your authentic truth, who you really are. And with the Knight of Wands, this is real impetuous, impulsive, fiery energy. And again, the cups douses the fire, finding that balance. And then the Three Cups that came out with the Ace of Swords. What is that message? What is Spirit trying to tell us in your advice card, right? The Ace of Swords, you have the Three of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Cups. So the Three of Cups is celebratory, it's ease, it's emotional ease and peace and release and healing and community, connecting with others, And the Seven of Wands is defending your position at the top of a hill. It's having reached a point where other people might want to knock you off or send you the evil eye. And the Four of Cups, it is, you've manifested 3 cups here, but you're not over the moon with them. So you've just manifested a 4th and it's coming your way, right? So like Spirit doesn't want you to stop manifesting. Spirit doesn't want you to give up on the process. Where is it? When is it going to be my turn? That kind of thing. It's right around the corner. Hold your ground. 7 of Wands. Keep the vibe high, 4 of Cups, trust in your path, trust in your process, trust in the future. And the Ace of Swords is, information and communications that come into your purview that speak to these energies, And the 3 of Cups, I would say, are also the fates, the fates of destiny and the Norns, right? So it just feels like a fated time for you to be challenged in some way and to hold your ground emotionally, I would say. Take it as it resonates. That's going to be something different for each of you, Aquarius. Beautiful souls, but that's what we have, okay? Let's get some oracle cards for Aquarius for December. Spirit, thank you. Okay. So beautiful, Aquarius. You have power over difficulty, reclaiming your power, and divine feminine, magnetic, receptive power. And boy, we talked about the divine feminine up here with the High Priestess. She is a great receiver. She is not a great projector, right? Things come to her naturally, and it feels like that's part of your message. Like that's your marching orders, instead of with the Knight of Wands, go after, go after, go after. This is why they're together. You've done your part. Allow Spirit to do its part and bring it to you. And, power over difficulty. Don't let things be so hard. She is making it easy by slowing down. And both of their hands look like they're in similar positions. It's like your life can be like this or like this. You know what I mean? It reminds me of Richard Hawkins' Power versus Force. Power over difficulty, and recognize your own power comes from being a child of spirit, child of source, right? So you are a magnet to creation. You are not, meant to just tread water forever and go after what you want. When you tread water, you're pushing things away from you at the surface of the water. Instead, just go like this on the surface of the water and they'll come to you. And that's what it feels like, And then you have surrender. Again, just find your comfortable space, find your happy place here. You have the Four of Swords where you just find healing and you relax and you connect to spirit, and spirit does the rest, And then sovereignty, Queen of the Moon sovereignty. So this is lunar energy. Again, beautiful High Priestess energy. You can really see the High Priestess in that image as well, right? So again, divine feminine, passivity, receptivity. And then it will all come to you, beautiful Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.